Kentucky. This is WYNT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. President Trump is promising the biggest bailout in American history in an effort to rescue the U.S. economy from the coronavirus pandemic. This as the number of people infected with the virus grows to nearly 6,000 with more than 100 deaths. More communities are now clamping down on gatherings and hospitals are begging for more protective equipment. CBS's Natalie Brand has the latest from the White House.
With more businesses closing their doors and furloughing workers, the White House is asking for a massive economic stimulus package. Some estimate it could top $1 trillion. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin says it could include cash or a direct tax rebate sent to adult Americans within a matter of weeks.
The president is determined we will put money back into this economy to protect hardworking Americans and small businesses.
The Senate has vowed to stay in session until members can pass a separate multi-billion-dollar relief package approved by the House that includes paid sick days and emergency leave for those impacted.
My counsel to them is to gag and vote for it anyway, even if they think it has some shortcomings, and to address those shortcomings in the bill that we're in the process of crafting.
Outside of Washington, San Francisco and parts of Southern California look like ghost towns. Residents are only allowed out of their homes to go to the grocery store or a doctor's appointment. Tuesday, the mayor of New York City suggested the Big Apple may go into lockdown within 48 hours. Here at the White House, President Trump spoke to restaurant and tourism executives, two of the industries hardest hit by this ongoing crisis. He also talked to retail suppliers, thanking them for their efforts to keep shelves stocked. On the front lines, hospitals fear a shortage of ventilators. In Albany, Georgia, healthcare workers say they may run out of masks, gowns, and gloves.
What normally takes us 6 months, we've gone through in just 1 week.
Today, Vice President Mike Pence urged construction companies to donate their N95 masks. One San Francisco Bay Area construction company heard the call.
And we know they're in a dire need for masks.
The Department of Defense has also announced it will donate 5 million surgical masks and 2,000 ventilators to help healthcare workers treat patients. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
4 Brooklyn Nets players, including Kevin Durant, have tested positive for the new coronavirus, bringing the total to 7 known players in the NBA. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear announced 1 new case of coronavirus in the state today. Another person tested positive in Kentucky but is from New York. Now, the one person in Kentucky that tested positive, or that's from Kentucky, was in Lyon County. That's in western Kentucky. You can see on this map where people have tested positive for COVID-19. Still no confirmed cases in southeastern Kentucky. Jefferson and Fayette counties still lead the way with 7 cases each. The governor announced an executive order going into effect tomorrow evening that closes all public businesses that cannot comply with CDC guidelines. Those include entertainment venues like gyms, salons, theaters, and sports facilities. Those federal social distancing recommendations did not impact the bingo scene in Pike County tonight. Dozens of players showed up to the Mark IV Bingo Hall tonight, filling the parking lot in an otherwise empty area and ignoring recommendations to avoid gatherings of larger than 10 people. As we just mentioned, Governor Andy Beshear ordered entertainment gathering places like this to shut down by 5 p.m. tomorrow. Meanwhile, to the south, the state of Tennessee now has 78 confirmed cases of coronavirus spread throughout 10 counties. You can see on this map that the majority of cases are in major metropolitan areas, as to be expected. Nashville's Davidson County currently leads the way with 46 cases. Knox County, Tennessee, of course that's where Knoxville is, has 2 cases. West Virginia becomes the 50th state to have a confirmed case of coronavirus. Governor Jim Justice said the person with the virus is in the state's eastern panhandle. Justice used a televised address to announce new restrictions, ordering bars, restaurants, and casinos to close with the exception of carry-out food services. Now, moments before he went on camera and while the audio was turned on, Justice loudly cleared his throat, then whispered jokingly, quote, "I've got the virus." The portion of his speech before he went on camera was later deleted. Kentucky lawmakers went back to work today under much different conditions. COVID-19 has resulted in the Capitol closed to most of the general public. Normally, lawmakers, lobbyists, and others would be bustling about, but today the hallways in the Kentucky Capitol Annex were very quiet. The budget is the big item yet to be decided.
Try to come in and conclude our business now before or if this gets any more contagious or spreads to this part of the state or where we are.
We need to pass a budget. We don't need to pass a budget today. I don't know that it's the best idea to be getting more than 10, certainly more than 50 people together in the same room and exposing staff and employees and members.
Some lawmakers say there are more important things to do besides pass a budget, including the Real ID bill and a 2-year road plan. Others are questioning why they're coming together when the governor is discouraging people to not be so close. Now, State Representative Chris Harris of Pike County posted this picture to Facebook today. This is his view from inside the House chambers. In his post, Harris said, by them continuing with the session, it is, quote, sending the absolute wrong message to Kentuckians. Students at the University of Kentucky will not go back to campus for classes. They will be online for the rest of the semester. And any student currently living on campus will have to move out soon. University officials say they'll release more details about that plan by Thursday. Another step they are taking is postponing commencement for students graduating in the spring of this year. And Morehead State University will be switching to online classes too. The president of the university sent out a letter to students tonight saying Morehead State will have minimal staffing at university facilities. Students will need to be out of on-campus residence halls by Friday, March 27th. Government and businesses are not the only places impacted by COVID-19 safety measures. Blood banks in the state have also taken a hit. Kentucky Blood Center drives have been canceled as a precaution, leading to a loss of around 2,000 expected donations here in the Commonwealth. Though the drives were canceled, blood centers remain open and are prepared to accept donations. They say the donations could help prevent blood shortages in more than 70 hospitals in Kentucky.
Well, at least we've been on the drier side over the past few hours. More rain's on the way tomorrow, but we'll wake up on the drier side as well. We'll go ahead and take you to a few of those cameras as we go ahead and look along Interstate 75 into Mount Vernon. Starting to dry out over there. Of course, it's still a little bit on the gloomy side out there. Looking outside the front porch here at WYMT, we're going to have to be tracking a little bit of fog as we head into tonight and especially heading into the early morning hours. But like I said, at least we are on the drier side. You can see those clouds. They've been continuing really throughout the evening, and that's going to continue tonight. A little bit of clearing though back into Lexington and Louisville, and we could see some clearing tonight, which is why I said we have mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures dropping to about the low to mid 40s, and we get a break from that rain for tonight with some calm conditions, but more rain moves in for your Wednesday. Then we could even be tracking a few showers and storms by Thursday and Friday. I'll have more on that coming up in a little bit.
All right, thank you, Paige.